Hey, welcome everyone to Anti-Chef Cooks the World. I'm Jamie. I'm not a chef, but I'm teaching myself how to cook and I'm learning to make foods that I've never made before. This series, I'm cooking foods from every single country. We're going in alphabetical order and we're just getting started, so we're still in A. We just finished with Afghanistan. Today we're going to Albania. It's in the Balkan Peninsula in Europe, like right beside the Mediterranean Sea, north of Greece. We're gonna be making this very popular dish called burak, which is a salty, savory pie. And you can make it with a number of different types of fillings. We're gonna go with a spinach and feta type filling. That's what we're doing. So let's get started and make it. Let's make it. One small chopped up onion. Feta cheese, which I also need to chop. This is the first appearance for feta on the show since the TikTok baked feta pasta recipe. Remember that? Or was that 2 months ago? It was like 200 grams. Spinach. Chop it. Looks like an insane amount of spinach, but I know it just like when you cook it, it goes. The recipe says 500 grams. I have 312. Very roughly chopped spinach. Okay, so the biggest bowl I got. Whoa, and that's good, because now I'm gonna add the spinach into the bigger bowl from the smaller. Just a casual bowl switch. Add the onions, teaspoon of red pepper flakes, feta, mix it together. And the recipe mentions you don't need to add salt because feta is super salty to begin with. And that's the filling. Okay, so we're moving on to the pastry dough. You could easily just go to the store, buy some pre-made phyllo sheets, you'd be done. But that's not what we do around here. We like to make things a little more challenging. Phyllo sheets are like those uber thin sheets of pastry that are perfect for like stacking up on top of each other. I used them when I made baklava, like way back when. But today we're gonna make our own, which is totally great. Okay, 4 cups of flour, salt on top, 1 egg. Okay, so the recipe says add water, but it doesn't tell me how much. So I'm just gonna use my dough making spider senses and start adding water. Wait, should I mix the egg in first? So I'm gonna mix the egg in first and change camera positions because you're not gonna be able to once your hands are all done. Start adding water, mix it in, more water. More water. Knead it together until it starts turning into the shape that you're looking for. Add more water. I need it to become like a ball, like a dough ball. I feel like we're getting somewhere, but it's still very scraggy looking, so I need this smooth. Come on. Get it onto the surface. So roll it out into like a, kind of like a, what is this? Like a mini baguette. Cut it in half. Roll it out so that it's a bit thinner. Okay, so cut into 5 separate smaller pieces. I need to do the same for this bad boy. 10 separate pieces of dough here. Make them into nice spheres. Whatever. They don't need to be perfect. I don't have a rolling pin, so I'm gonna use a wine bottle. I'm gonna rinse it off. Some stickers on it, but I'm not too concerned about it. Don't worry about it. Roll this dough out thin. I didn't let the dough rest, so it's not really rolling out further than that. It's retracting. I'm trying to make the thinnest circle I can make. That's a pretty shitty looking circle. I've rolled this out into the size of my plate. I mean, close enough, okay? We're not done yet. And I got melted butter, and then I'm gonna spoon it on the very top. Cover the whole top of this thing on the plate too. And then I'm gonna repeat that. Stretch, stretch. The dough rolled out to the shape of these plates, kind of, and then I stacked 5 on this plate, 5 on this plate. These go in the fridge for 10 minutes. Ugh. So with the first stack of pastry sheets, I'm going to roll it all out together. And your baking dish today is gonna be a cast iron skillet. You can do whatever you want. What am I looking for? Butter, yeah. It must be buttered. This goes on the bottom. Make it fit. To make sure that my pastry is gonna be as thin as it can be, I'm just gonna trim the edges just a little bit. Filling, remember that? That goes here. Used as much filling as I think makes sense. The other stack of pastry sheets. Step aside. Pastry sheets down. Stretch it with your hands first. And my wine bottle. This piece needs to be big enough to fit on top of this and then connect with the bottom layer. So I gotta crimp, pinch together the edges. I don't want any leaks. Close the door. There's no openings anywhere. Yes, there is. You didn't crimp there, crimp it. I have a little butter left over in the bowl. I'm gonna crack a small egg. Don't do it like that. Mix it together, goes on top. Okay, it's 356 degrees Fahrenheit, and the recipe doesn't give a time estimate of how long that's supposed to bake for. It just says until it's golden brown. So what I'm gonna do is time it myself and see how long that takes. "38 minutes later. I think it's done. We are good. I was gonna use a fork, but screw the fork. Somewhere in between a pie crust and the phyllo sheets, right? I like it. What's not to... Some spinach in my... Honestly, what is not to love about a flaky pastry? And it's savory, and it's got a little bit of kick to it because of the chili flakes, and that filling with the spinach and the feta goes together quite well. I really enjoyed the dish, really, very much so. We just a quick little layover in Albania. We're headed to another country next time. Take a look up on the screen. You can see all the countries coming up in the future, and if you want to recommend a recipe from any of those countries, just let me know down below what it is, and that's gonna help me decide what I'm gonna make next time. How do you say bye in Albanian?
I can't translate into Albanian yet.
Goodbye. Lam tu mirë.
I'll see you very soon. Lamb to mirror. Bye.